Buongiorno a tutti. Seguirò in ordine inverso a quello dell'ambasciatore Guariglia. Il mio saluto sarà in lingua italiana, poi come segno di benvenuto per i nostri illustri ospiti stranieri proseguirò in lingua inglese. Grazie ovviamente al collega Tajani per la sua ospitalità, al collega Mantovano per il contributo che ci ha fornito, ovviamente all'ambasciatore Guariglia che ci ospita concretamente, a tutti gli amici e agli illustrissimi ospiti, dal Presidente Cartabia alla Presidente collega Severino, agli altri illustrissimi che vedo qui, per la vostra attenzione. Il Venice Justice Group è stato creato dai Ministri della Giustizia del G7 a Venezia lo scorso 9 maggio. L'idea è di avere un luogo dove i ministri della giustizia del G7 si possono confrontare di fronte a queste sfide globali che dobbiamo affrontare. Questa nostra iniziativa è stata salutata con favore dai nostri leader nel recente G7 di Borgo Ignazia e riflessa nella loro dichiarazione finale. Siamo particolarmente soddisfatti che nel corso della presidenza italiana del G7 possiamo dare quindi avvio alla prima riunione di questo Venice Justice Group, e lo facciamo affrontando una sfida, quella dell'intelligenza artificiale, che è al centro del dibattito mondiale e che costituisce un tema trasversale che tocca tutti gli aspetti della nostra vita. Let me now switch to English. This is an important opportunity to examine the issue that will have revolutionary consequences on knowledge in general and justice in particular. Artificial intelligence is a product of a human ingenuity. As such, it remains under the control of those who created it. However, this control must now be exercised over a new object in its originality, intelligence. This term comes from the Latin intelligere, meaning to read within. Strictly speaking, it means grasping the essence of things and facts. Yet, over time, this meaning has expanded, and in legal sense, when we talk about the capacity to understand, we refer to an individual's ability to comprehend the meaning of their actions. In a broader sense, intelligence is a form of representation, the ability to foresee the consequences resulting from specific premises. As for artificial intelligence, its definition will be one of the outcomes we expect from these meetings. But of course, we are not here for theoretical or etymological debates. We are here to discuss the opportunities. The opportunities that AI offers, the problems it creates, and the means to solve them. The Latins used to say, ubi commoda, ibi incommoda. We speak of the pros and the cons. In this brief introductory speech, I will limit myself to sharing some personal reflections. Our way of life has evolved through revolutions that have reshaped society and its modes of living, sometimes dramatically. When the wheel was invented, it completely changed the world of war, the world of agriculture, and craftsmanship. Over the centuries, inventions and discoveries have continued, often with effects that their creators could never have foreseen. One of the most significant examples, in my view, is Gutenberg's invention of a movable type, which allowed for the printing of the Bible in local languages. Its dissemination to thousands of families and its reading without clerical mediation. This led to the most profound religious revolution in Christian history. There were many other revolutionary inventions that we today perceive as ordinary aspects of life, but that our ancestors could have observed with fear and trembling, con timore e tremore. They affect all fields of science, and it would be too long to list them all. Suffice to think to electricity, the combustion engine, nuclear fusion, and the nuclear fission. All these products of human ingenuity can have a good use or a bad use. The stone in Michelangelo's hands became the Pietà, but in the hands of Cain, they killed Abel. Therefore, the essence of my speech is this. We must not fear the new development that seems to upset our way of thinking. Precisely because AI is a product of human ingenuity, it can and must be controllable. Artificial intelligence is not creative intelligence. Rather, its creativity exists only to the extent that the algorithms incorporate a range of varieties that can simulate but not equate to the true creative thought. Artificial intelligence will be able, and perhaps already is able, to compose a Bach suite for cello or for violin. But they can do it by keeping the same mathematical and structural relationships between various chords and harmonies. But it will never be an original suite of Bach. It will be like the images painted by street artists on church porches, imitating Tiepolo and Raphael artworks with a near-perfect technique, but they will never be either. I'd like to conclude by recalling my favorite philosopher, Blaise Pascal, who was also a great scientist. He was the first to invent a rudimentary electronic brain, the famous calculator called the Pascaline. You remember? This genius developed a distinction that we should all keep in mind. The distinction between l'esprit de géométrie and l'esprit de finesse. The former represents our logical reasoning, that is, the rational intellect. The latter, on the contrary, expresses our emotional capacity and the impulses of the soul that guide our behavior even more powerfully than the reason does. As far as justice is concerned, artificial intelligence will be a valuable aid to the judge's esprit de géométrie, but it will never replace the relevant fundamental qualities: common sense, humility, the effort to understand the human soul. The judge's role is not simply about knowing the law and adapting it to a specific case. It also involves reconstructing events from both material and psychological perspectives. In this field, artificial intelligence will always have to be not only controlled, but also complemented by human intelligence. We should not therefore fear this new development. We must manage it, and while being aware of the great dangers it entails, we must turn it into an opportunity. We must use it as we have used nuclear energy. With uncontrolled fission, we destroyed Hiroshima. But with the controlled fission, we created a source of energy that is today among the cleanest on the planet. One day, we will achieve a nuclear fusion, the same fusion which once led to the creation of a 50 megaton bomb, equivalent to 50 million tons of TNT, which destroyed much of the Arctic region in 1961. However, if used properly and peacefully, with the power of that device, we could light up the city of Rome for centuries. Similarly, with the proper use of artificial intelligence, we can achieve a swifter and more efficient administration of justice. With this hope, and indeed with this certainty, I will conclude by wishing you a fruitful meeting.